Hello, citizens of the planet. Welcome back to Monday Musings with Larry Lelli. And yes, I'm back in New York City after my sabbatical to Washington, D.C. And I jumped right back into the week playing on Broadway again. And I had a great week, a very busy week, and was reminded of something very important that I wanted to share with you all about live musical theater. Because here on Broadway, we strive to perform, all of us, the 100 of us that are working together on the show, all strive to put on a perfect performance for all the people who come and spend a lot of money to come and see a Broadway musical show. We work very hard and we take it very seriously to perform everyone at our utmost perfect ability. And that's what happens 99.9% of the time. And what I was reminded of this past week is the 0.01% of the time that things don't go quite as planned. For whatever reason, for a variety of reasons. It could be, you know, because someone's just being human and makes a mistake. That happens. Or because, you know, there's a full moon and someone's turned into a vampire or a werewolf or whatever. I don't know. You know, things just sometimes go wrong. It reminded me of the nature of live musical theater is that it's live. It's happening in real time, and it's with real people and with real human beings who are inherently imperfect creatures. And as much as we strive to be perfect, sometimes everyone is going to make a mistake, sometimes. Which reminds me of a joke that my band teacher used to say. He said, you know, what did he used to say? I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Anyway. So, anyway, we had one of these shows that was the 0.01% where things weren't going perfectly. A series of things were going wrong. It was a very live, realistic, human, imperfect performance. And as it was happening, I was getting really frustrated because I take it very personally and very seriously. These people have come, many of them, from many a mile away, spending a lot of money to see the best of the best that there is on this planet in live musical performance. And so I was getting really upset that things were going wrong, and our conductor started getting really upset that things were going wrong. It was just one of those shows. And at the end of the show, I ran into the conductor on the way out of the theater, and I said, man, that was really a tough show, you know? That was really tough. And he said, yeah, it really was. But you know, Larry, they can't all be roses. Sometimes there are going to be thorns. And I said, yeah, you know, and that's what makes you appreciate the roses so much more. And it just, you know, was kind of a reminder that we are all very human. And even that show happened and it was not a perfect show, it was still beautiful in its own way. It was part of the whole rose, of what was needed to create that full rose. You know, we wouldn't have that rose without that stem full of thorns. And sometimes we gotta have a stem with some thorns on it. And it might not be that pretty for a minute. But then the next day you'll get up to the rose that's beautiful and perfect. So, it's all perfect in its own way, right? Because it's live performance. And it's amazing that it ever happens in the first place when you think about it. All these people have to come together and be perfect together in the same time, in the same place, in the same way. So it's amazing it ever happens in the first place. Anyway, and the audiences tend to like it when something goes wrong in the performance because they know they've seen something extra special that hardly anybody ever gets to see. Like, it's very rare that things ever go wrong on Broadway, but sometimes they do. And that's just as special of a performance as every other one that we do for those wonderful theater-going public. So that's my musing for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week.